You wake up at 3 in the morning, your eyes open, you are awake, you lie there in the darkness, and immediately your first instinct is to reach for your phone. You want to check the time. You want to see if you have any messages. You want to distract yourself from the fact that you are awake. So you pick up your phone, you look at the bright screen, the light floods your eyes, you scroll through your social media, you check your email, you read the news, you do this for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, then you put your phone down and try to go back to sleep. But something has changed. You are now more awake than you were before. Your mind is more active. Your nervous system is more stimulated. You cannot fall back asleep. You lie there for hours, frustrated and exhausted. You finally fall back asleep around 5 or 6 in the morning, but your sleep is disrupted. You do not get the deep, restorative sleep you need. You wake up in the morning feeling exhausted, and you have no idea why. You have no idea that the mistake you made at 3 in the morning is what destroyed your sleep. Today, I want to share with you one of the most important discoveries I have made in my 20 years as a sleep medicine specialist. This is about a single mistake that millions of people make every single night when they wake up. And this one mistake is absolutely destroying their sleep. When you stop making this mistake, your sleep will transform dramatically. My name is Dr. Elena, and I have spent the last 2 decades studying the science of sleep and helping people reclaim their health through better rest. Throughout my career, I have worked with thousands of patients who struggled with sleep maintenance insomnia. Sleep maintenance insomnia is when you can fall asleep, okay? But you wake up in the middle of the night and cannot fall back asleep. It is one of the most frustrating types of insomnia because you feel like you are so close to having good sleep, but something is preventing you from getting it. I prescribe medications, I recommended behavioural interventions, I suggested lifestyle changes. All of these things can help. But I noticed something remarkable over the years. Many patients would come back to me and say that they were still struggling with sleep maintenance insomnia despite all my recommendations. So I started asking them very specific questions about what they do when they wake up in the middle of the night. And I discovered a pattern. Almost every single patient who struggled with sleep maintenance insomnia was making the same mistake. They were checking their phone when they woke up at night. And this one mistake was absolutely destroying their ability to fall back asleep. Now, before you dismiss this as just common sense or obvious advice, I want you to understand that what I am about to share with you is backed by rigorous scientific research. Multiple peer-reviewed studies conducted at major universities have demonstrated that checking your phone when you wake up at night is one of the most destructive things you can do for your sleep. We are not talking about a minor disruption here. We are talking about a significant and measurable degradation of sleep quality. We are talking about something that can keep you awake for hours. And the mechanism is fascinating. It involves blue light, melatonin suppression, and nervous system activation. So today, I want to walk you through exactly what happens when you check your phone at night, what the science tells us about this behavior, and what you should do instead when you wake up in the middle of the night. By the end of this video, you will understand not just why you should not check your phone at night, but what you should do instead to fall back asleep quickly and naturally. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah is a 43-year-old mother of 2 who came to my office about 2 years ago completely exhausted. She had been struggling with sleep maintenance, insomnia for over 5 years. She could fall asleep at night without too much difficulty, but she would wake up around 2 or 3 in the morning. Once she woke up, she could not fall back asleep. She would lie there for hours, frustrated and anxious. She would finally fall back asleep around 5 or 6 in the morning, just as her alarm was about to go off. Her sleep was severely disrupted. She was getting maybe 4 or 5 hours of fragmented sleep per night. During the day, she was exhausted. She could barely function. She was irritable with her children. She was struggling at work. She felt like her life was falling apart. Sarah had tried everything. She had tried sleeping pills, which helped a bit but made her groggy in the morning. She had tried meditation and relaxation techniques. She had tried changing her sleep schedule. She had tried exercise. She had tried a cool bedroom. Nothing seemed to work. She came to my office as a last resort. She asked me if there was anything else she could try. This is when I asked her a very specific question. I asked her what she does when she wakes up in the middle of the night. She told me that when she wakes up, her first instinct is to check her phone. She wants to see what time it is. She wants to see if she has any messages or emails. She wants to distract herself from the fact that she is awake. So she picks up her phone and scrolls through her social media or checks her email. She does this for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then she puts her phone down and tries to go back to sleep, but she cannot. She lies there awake for hours. This is when I explained to her the problem. Checking her phone when she wakes up at night is absolutely destroying her ability to fall back asleep. Now, you might be wondering why checking your phone is so destructive to sleep. The mechanism is fascinating. When you check your phone at night, you are exposing your eyes to blue light. Blue light is a specific wavelength of light that has a powerful effect on your circadian rhythm and your melatonin production. Your brain has special photoreceptors called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. These cells are extremely sensitive to blue light. When these cells are exposed to blue light, they send a signal to your brain that says, it is daytime. It is time to be awake. This signal suppresses your melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone that makes you sleepy. When your melatonin is suppressed, you cannot fall asleep. This is why checking your phone at night keeps you awake. But that is not the only problem. When you check your phone, you are not just exposing your eyes to blue light. You are also mentally stimulating your brain. You are reading messages. You are looking at social media. You are engaging your mind. This mental stimulation activates your sympathetic nervous system. Your nervous system goes into a state of alertness. Your heart rate increases, your cortisol levels increase, your body becomes more tense. This is the exact opposite of what you need when you are trying to fall back asleep. You need your nervous system to be calm and relaxed, but checking your phone makes your nervous system more activated and alert. This is why it is so difficult to fall back asleep after checking your phone. Additionally, checking your phone at night often triggers anxiety. You might see a work email that concerns you. You might see a message from someone that upsets you. You might see news that is disturbing. This emotional activation makes it even harder to fall back asleep. Your mind starts to ruminate about the email or the message or the news. You cannot turn off your thoughts. You lie there awake for hours, unable to sleep. Let me tell you about the research that proves all of this. A landmark study published in the journal PNAS found that exposure to blue light at night suppressed melatonin production by an average of 55%. This is a massive suppression. When your melatonin is suppressed by this much, you cannot fall asleep. Another study found that smartphone use at night was associated with significantly worse sleep quality and longer time to fall asleep. People who use their phones at night took an average of 30 minutes longer to fall asleep compared to people who did not use their phones. What is particularly important is research on the timing of blue light exposure. Studies have shown that blue light exposure in the middle of the night is especially disruptive because your melatonin levels are naturally high at that time. When you expose yourself to blue light, you are directly suppressing the melatonin that your body needs to fall back asleep. This is why checking your phone at 3 in the morning is so much more destructive than checking your phone at 9 in the evening. The timing makes a huge difference. Additionally, research has shown that the brightness of your phone screen matters. The brighter your phone screen, the more blue light you are exposing your eyes to, and the more your melatonin is suppressed. Most people have their phone brightness set to maximum, which means they are getting the maximum amount of blue light exposure when they check their phone at night. This is why checking your phone is so destructive. So now that you understand the science, let me tell you exactly what you should do when you wake up in the middle of the night. First, do not check your phone. This is the most important rule. No matter how much you want to check your phone, no matter how curious you are about what time it is or what messages you have, do not check your phone. The blue light and mental stimulation will keep you awake. Second, if you absolutely must know what time it is, use a clock that does not emit blue light. A traditional analog clock or a digital clock with a red or amber display is fine, but do not use your phone. Third, when you wake up, do not panic. Waking up in the middle of the night is completely normal. Most people wake up multiple times per night. The key is not to panic about it. Panicking will activate your nervous system and make it harder to fall back asleep. Fourth, practice relaxation techniques. Deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, and body scan meditation are all effective for calming your nervous system and facilitating sleep. You can do these techniques right there in bed. Fifth, if you cannot fall back asleep after about 20 minutes, get out of bed. Go to a different room. Do something calm and relaxing. Read a book. Listen to soothing music. Do some gentle stretching. Do not turn on bright lights. Keep the lights dim. After about 20 to 30 minutes, when you feel sleepy again, go back to bed and try to sleep. This technique is called stimulus control, and it is one of the most effective techniques for treating sleep maintenance insomnia. Sixth, avoid any stimulating activities. Do not check your email. Do not look at your social media. Do not watch television. Do not do anything that will activate your mind or your nervous system. Seventh, if you are anxious about not sleeping, remind yourself that rest is still beneficial. Even if you are not sleeping, lying quietly in bed and resting is still restorative. Your body is still recovering. You do not need to panic about not sleeping. This anxiety about not sleeping is often what keeps you awake. If you can let go of the anxiety and just rest, you will often fall back asleep naturally. Now, let me tell you what happened with Sarah after she made this change. I explained to her that checking her phone when she wakes up at night is absolutely destroying her ability to fall back asleep. I told her that the blue light from her phone is suppressing her melatonin production. I told her that the mental stimulation of checking her phone is activating her nervous system. I recommended that she stop checking her phone when she wakes up at night. I also recommended that she keep a traditional clock on her nightstand so she can see the time without using her phone. I recommended that if she cannot fall back asleep after about 20 minutes, she should get out of bed and do something calm and relaxing in a different room. Sarah was skeptical at first. She thought that checking her phone was not really affecting her sleep, but she was desperate, so she decided to try it. On the first night, she woke up at 3 a.m. Her first instinct was to reach for her phone, but she stopped herself. She did not check her phone. Instead, she took some deep breaths. She did some progressive muscle relaxation. She lay there quietly. After about 15 minutes, she felt sleepy again. She fell back asleep. She woke up in the morning feeling more rested than she had in years. She was amazed. By the second week, the improvement was dramatic. She was waking up in the middle of the night, but she was able to fall back asleep much more quickly. She was not checking her phone. She was using relaxation techniques. She was getting back to sleep within 15 to 20 minutes instead of lying awake for hours. Her total sleep time was increasing. By the fourth week, her sleep had improved significantly. She was getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep per night. Her sleep was deeper and more restorative. She was waking up in the morning feeling genuinely refreshed. After 2 months of consistently avoiding her phone when she wakes up at night, Sarah came back to my office and told me that her sleep maintenance insomnia had dramatically improved. She was sleeping 7 to 8 hours per night. She was waking up in the middle of the night occasionally, but she was able to fall back asleep quickly. She was waking up in the morning feeling refreshed and energized. She felt like herself for the first time in over 5 years. She continued to avoid checking her phone at night and her sleep remained excellent. But here is what is really important to understand. Avoiding her phone did not cure her insomnia overnight. What avoiding her phone did was remove a major obstacle to sleep. Her phone was suppressing her melatonin. Her phone was activating her nervous system. When she stopped checking her phone, her melatonin could stay elevated. Her nervous system could stay calm. Her body could transition back into sleep naturally. And when her body was in the right state, sleep happened. She did not have to force it. She did not have to struggle. She simply removed the obstacle and her body did what it is designed to do. She fell asleep. She slept deeply. She woke up refreshed. And this is the key insight that I want you to take away from this video. Checking your phone when you wake up at night is one of the most destructive things you can do for your sleep. The blue light suppresses your melatonin. The mental stimulation activates your nervous system. Together, these effects make it nearly impossible to fall back asleep. But if you avoid checking your phone, if you use relaxation techniques instead, your sleep will improve dramatically. You do not need sleeping pills. You do not need complicated interventions. You simply need to avoid this one destructive behavior. So let me give you a clear action plan that you can start implementing tonight. First, understand that checking your phone when you wake up at night is absolutely destructive to your sleep. Second, commit to not checking your phone when you wake up. No matter how much you want to, do not do it. Third, keep a traditional clock on your nightstand so you can see the time without using your phone. Fourth, when you wake up, practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation. Fifth, if you cannot fall back asleep after about 20 minutes, get out of bed and do something calm and relaxing in a different room. Sixth, avoid bright lights. Keep the lights dim. Seventh, be patient and consistent. Your sleep will improve if you are consistent with these changes. Now, I have a question for you. Do you check your phone when you wake up at night? Have you ever thought about how this might be affecting your sleep? Have you ever tried avoiding your phone and using relaxation techniques instead? I would love to hear your experiences in the comments section below. If you tried avoiding your phone when you wake up at night, please come back and let me know how it affects your sleep. Your comments help me understand what topics are most important to you, and they help other viewers who are struggling with similar issues feel less alone. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm recommend this video to other people who are struggling with sleep maintenance insomnia. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please do. I release new videos every week about the science of sleep and how to optimize your health. By subscribing, you will never miss a video that could transform your sleep and your life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will avoid checking your phone at night and experience the same transformation that Sarah and thousands of my other patients have experienced. Sleep well, and I will see you in the next video. One more thing that I want to emphasize is the importance of understanding the difference between waking up and insomnia. Waking up in the middle of the night is completely normal. It is not insomnia. Most people wake up multiple times per night. These are called micro-awakenings. They are a normal part of the sleep cycle. The problem is not waking up. The problem is not being able to fall back asleep. This is what we call sleep maintenance insomnia. And the reason many people cannot fall back asleep is because they are checking their phone. They are exposing themselves to blue light. They are activating their nervous system. This is what turns a normal micro-awakening into a prolonged period of wakefulness. Another important consideration is that the effects of blue light on melatonin suppression are dose-dependent. The brighter the light, the more melatonin is suppressed. The longer you are exposed to the light, the more melatonin is suppressed. This is why checking your phone for just a few minutes can have such a big impact on your sleep. Even brief exposure to blue light can significantly suppress your melatonin production. This is why it is so important to avoid your phone entirely when you wake up at night. Do not think that just a quick check will not hurt. Even a quick check can suppress your melatonin and keep you awake. I also want to address a common question. What if I need to use my phone for an emergency? What if someone is trying to reach me? The answer is that you can set your phone to do not disturb mode before bed. This way, only emergency calls will come through, but you do not need to check your phone when you wake up. If there is a true emergency, someone will call you. You do not need to check your phone to find out if there is an emergency. This is just anxiety talking, and checking your phone will only make your anxiety worse. Finally, I want to remind you that your sleep is one of the most important factors in your overall health. When you sleep well, everything else in your life improves. Your mood improves, your cognitive function improves, your immune system improves, your metabolism improves, your relationships improve. But when you do not sleep well, everything suffers. Your health declines, your mood suffers, your cognitive function declines, your relationships suffer. This is why it is so important to protect your sleep. This is why it is so important to avoid checking your phone when you wake up at night. By making this one simple change, you can dramatically improve your sleep and your overall health. That is the power of understanding how your behavior affects your sleep. That is what I want for you. And that is what you can achieve by making this simple but powerful change.